Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Brooklyn Technical High School Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited you are here. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items to note. First, if you have any questions at all, feel free to use the Q&A button to type in your questions to the presenters at any time. They are here, ready and available to answer your questions. Your camera and microphone are off. You are muted and your video is off. The panelists can't see or hear you. There are more college presentations happening. This is one of many college presentations being offered, so feel free to sign up for more at the same place where you registered for this one. And lastly, all sessions are being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Brooklyn Tech. We are currently in session B1, where my mouse is circling at the moment. And this is also the same order of presentations. So without further ado, I'll get out of the way and kick it off to our first representative from Bucknell University.
Hi, everybody. I'm just gonna pop my screen up here. All right. Oops, sorry. Okay, hopefully everybody can see my screen all right. First, to introduce myself, my name is Ashley Carnuccio. I'm an admissions counselor at Bucknell. Excited to be with you all this evening, and thank you for taking time out of your night to be with us. Don't mind me, I have 3 screens going here, so I'm trying to figure out where to look and which one to look at. First and foremost, Bucknell is a campus of 450 acres, beautiful green space on our campus. We are situated in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. So rural Pennsylvania, situated along the banks of the Susquehanna River. What's really exciting about our, what's really exciting about our campus is, again, we are situated along the banks of the Susquehanna, which makes it easier for you to participate in so many fun outdoor activities. Anything you're interested in, from camping to fishing to kayaking to canoeing to whatever you can think of outside. Bucknell is what I like to call one of 3. So we are a liberal arts institution that kind of sits at this intersection of 3 distinct colleges. Our College of Arts and Sciences, our Freeman College of Management, as well as our College of Engineering. So what does that mean for you as the student? That sort of means that no matter where your area of study, you'll benefit from this broad range of majors offered across the 3 colleges. We have over 65 majors currently across our 3 colleges, as well as over 70 minors, allowing you to choose all of your passions or any of your passions and bring them right back to Bucknell with you. We also have opportunities for our students to study abroad. About 50% of our students decide to study abroad. Usually, this keeps changing here, sorry. About 50% of our students decide to study abroad. What's really neat about our programs at Bucknell is that you don't have to study abroad if you wouldn't like to. It's a really cool opportunity, but not everybody wants to do it, and that's all right. Because of our 450 partnerships, you are able to go anywhere of your choosing. And the really neat thing about it is you're able to bring whatever you study right back to Bucknell with you. So know that there's no wasting time while you're away. Anything that you study can be brought back right with you. Our campus is pretty small. We have about 3,600 students on our campus at any given time. And we like to keep those numbers low, but we keep them low for good reason. We want you to build and make and maintain the relationships with your faculty over your 4 years at Bucknell. And there's a few ways we kind of do that. Our class sizes are pretty small. They range anywhere from about 20 students, and I've even seen them as low as 5 or 6 students. But again, we keep those numbers pretty low for good reason, making our faculty to student ratio around 9:1. And another way we foster those relationships between our faculty and our students is that our classes are actually 100% taught by our faculty. Again, making and maintaining those relationships is something that's pretty important to us at Bucknell. So we're excited to have that. We are a Division I school, hosting 27 Division I sports teams, 14 women and 13 men. Not everybody's a Division I material, and that's okay. We have around 250 clubs and organizations for you to be a part of right on our campus. Anywhere from your religious life to varsity sports to intramural sports, to our latest club that we just recently added, which is cornhole. So know that there's something for you at Bucknell to be a part of. Bucknell is also a residential campus, which means you are guaranteed housing all 4 years, if you so choose, with the option to go off campus your senior year. And options range anywhere from our typical dorm life to a suite style living, also hosting our Greek life, as well as little houses on our campus, really cute little bungalow houses that host 6 to 7 individuals for our seniors, for our upperclassmen. But that's an option for you as well. So know there's many options across the board, as well as living on campus where most students like to, or some seniors like to live off campus downtown. So some of our outcomes, we're really proud of these outcomes. And some of these outcomes, as you can see, this is taken from the class of 2019. So 88% of our students graduated within 6 years of coming to Bucknell. Super excited, more than the national average at 58.3%. Mean salary for our students is about over 60,000, and 95% of the class of 2019 was employed in some way, either in graduate school, employed with their dream job, or engaged in some kind of meaningful work, just like the Peace Corps or something like that. So the outcomes at our school we're really, really excited and proud of. Something that you can also pride yourself on at Bucknell is our Alumni Association. We have over 54,000 alumni right on our campus, or right close to our campus, who still bleed blue and orange, and are proud to call our school home. We're really excited to help you out. Know that they are just a phone call away, a walk away, or maybe an email away. Some dates for you to keep in mind: early decision, November 15th, as well as our January 15th for our regular decision. Common App and Coalition App is what we have. And my name is Ashley with my information there on the screen. Obviously, you can put your questions in the chat for me, but if you have any other questions, do not hesitate to reach out. I will also put our link in the chat for you to register for the visit, or if you have any other questions or would like to get some more material, I have that as well. Thank you all. Sorry about my screen share.
Awesome, thank you. The next representative is from Bryn Mawr.
Great, so hello everyone. Welcome to my presentation about Bryn Mawr College. My name is Katarina Karras-Flores, and I am an admissions counselor at Bryn Mawr. I'm also a recent alum, so I graduated last year. And here with me today is a tour guide, Yael. Yael, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Yael Ivan. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a sophomore chemistry major and health studies minor here at Bryn Mawr College. I'm excited to talk to you guys today.
Great, thanks, Yael. So to start off, here we go. So Bryn Mawr is located in suburban Philadelphia. So Bryn Mawr is a women's college. So about 1,384 students attend Bryn Mawr from 44 states and 46 countries. So there's definitely a diversity reflected in the student body, since 21% of students on campus are international students, 32% of students are students of color, and 19% of our students identify as first generation. So this is just a little snapshot of our campus. So at Bryn Mawr, we're also a liberal arts college. So you are definitely getting a very personalized and interdisciplinary education because of our small, like I said, small class sizes. So the student to faculty ratio is about 9:1. Some of our popular majors on campus are math, psychology, English, biology, and political science. And lucky enough, Yael is a STEM major, so you can definitely ask her any questions that you have about STEM at Bryn Mawr. One really important fact that we like to emphasize is that at Bryn Mawr, graduates will graduate with 2.6 times the national average of degrees awarded to women in STEM. So I think that it's really important that at Bryn Mawr, even though you are being empowered by your identity, in the classroom, you're also being empowered, especially in different specific academic fields that are dominated traditionally by men. So another really important aspect I think about Bryn Mawr is that even though we are a very small residential campus, you can still make your Bryn Mawr experience as big or as little as you want it to be. So we have partnerships with actually other colleges in the area that are co-ed as well. So we have partnerships with Haverford College, Swarthmore College, and the University of Pennsylvania. So there is a bus to get to Haverford and Swarthmore that is within all the colleges. It's a free transportation system. And then you would just have to take the train to get to the University of Pennsylvania. But you can take classes at any of the colleges. You can also participate in any clubs and activities that they might have. And you can major in anything at Haverford pretty much, but you can only major in linguistics at Swarthmore. So in addition, students also like to study abroad. So we have about 90 different pre-approved study abroad programs, which really just goes to show, even though we are such a small campus, students are casting their nets in a wide range through so many different countries and programs around the world. In addition, we have 360 course clusters, which are essentially a mini study abroad experience that are only for a week. They include a travel component, but essentially a 360 is the epitome of a liberal arts education, since you are taking 3 different classes in 3 different disciplines that focus on the same topic. And students really love doing the 360s, especially if, let's say, you aren't able to study abroad because of different reasons. A 360 is a nice class or a program to take advantage of. We also have about 100 plus clubs and organizations, so you can really get involved with so many different activities at Bryn Mawr. And I think what's really great about all the clubs and activities at Bryn Mawr is that they are reflected by what the students want to see on campus. In addition, we have about 12 Division III sports teams. So there are also students at Bryn Mawr who are also student athletes. So this is the last slide before I kind of pass it off to Yael, but I also want to talk about like Bryn Mawr Beyond Campus. So about 79% of the class of 2019 held an internship during their time at Bryn Mawr. So 97% of students have a positive career outcome 1 year after graduation. And Bryn Mawr, our Career and Civic Engagement Center, offers about $750,000 in summer fundings for students. So there are so many different resources that you can take advantage of as a Bryn Mawr student. We have a Career and Professional Development Center, which I just mentioned, and students are always trying to figure out what are different ways in which I can apply with what I've learned in the classroom to future job experiences. So I know I've talked a little bit broadly about everything, but I just want to make sure that I can kind of fit everything in, but I'm going to actually pass it off to Yael. So Yael, can you talk about why you chose Bryn Mawr and what has Bryn Mawr meant to you?
I think that's a great question. It's a really great slide to go with that. So thank you, Katarina. I chose Bryn Mawr because I wanted a college where I could fully be myself. As a woman in STEM, I think it's really important to feel encouraged in your learning environment rather than shied away from it just because of your gender identity. So learning in a women-centered space has been the most empowering thing I've ever done. I applied to Bryn Mawr early decision 1, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. It's meant the world to me how I've really just been able to grow into myself, and I found my voice since coming to Bryn Mawr, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to recognize my full potential here.
Great, thank you so much, Yael. So actually, this concludes like my presentation, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually stop sharing my screen, but I'm going to drop my email in the chat, and Yael, if you also want to drop your email as well, I will also be sending a registration link so you can fill out. So if you are interested in looking at Bryn Mawr, please fill out the link, and yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Just a friendly reminder that if anyone has any questions, to feel free to submit those through the Q&A. Our representatives are here and available to answer any questions you have. And if you have a specific question, to also note the school name. The next representative is from Dickinson College.
Thank you. Okay. So you can all see my screen. My name is Caroline Smeagol. I am an admissions counselor at Dickinson College. I work with students from most of New York State, so New York City, Long Island, and upstate New York. I'm also a very proud alum from the class of 2018. So I love Dickinson so much that I never left. I love this job, love connecting with students, but we only have a few moments with you this evening. So we want to get you the good information that you need about Dickinson. Dickinson is a private small liberal arts college located in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We sit right in the heart of Carlisle. We have an amazing relationship with the town around us. So when you come to Dickinson, you're not only a Dickinsonian, you are a Carlilian. And we really encourage our students to take advantage of that great relationship that we have with the surrounding area. Dickinson is a really small institution, and that's really key to the experience that you might have, both the educational experience and the social experience at Dickinson. At Dickinson, the student to faculty ratio is 8:1, and the average class size is 14 students. So we really ensure that you have the chance to connect with the peers around you, with your professors, with your advisors, and use that to advance your learning experience. Our hope is that you build close, tight-knit relationships with these people around you and really make the most of that academic experience, both inside the classroom and outside of the classroom. Tonight, I'll be sharing a little bit more about sustainability, global education, and engagement on our campus. Those are the 3 pillars of a Dickinson education and experience. There's tons to know about this place, but again, we only have so much time, so that's what I'll be focusing on. You can see some of the great stats here about those key pieces of the Dickinson experience, but I did want to share just some quick facts about Dickinson as a whole as well. Mentioned class size and what that's like. We offer 45 different majors, a number of minors and certificate programs for students to choose from. We have some different institutions in the town of Carlisle, including the U.S. Army War College, the Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet, as well as the Dickinson School of Law, associated with Penn State. Students can do programs and partnerships with all of those institutions, providing different unique course offerings and internship experiences. We're about 2,400 students. 80% of students are coming from outside of Pennsylvania. On average, 14% of our students are international students. So we ensure that we have a really great diversity on our campus. Happy to talk about any of those facts as we move through. So Dickinson is a strong liberal arts college, really providing students with a future-focused education. And key to that is sustainability. As you go through your college process, you'll hear a lot about green schools, green campuses. Dickinson is both. We like to say we are a green campus with a green curriculum. So we have incredible opportunities on our campus that relate to sustainability education. And we ensure that all students engage with this in some way by taking a course focused on sustainability. You can really choose to incorporate sustainability however you want into your experience, but we ensure that everyone takes at least one course, and then from there you can kind of decide how you want to engage with it. The number of LEED certified buildings on our campus, making it that green campus, been ranked top in the nation for our sustainability education initiatives. We're so excited to announce that we were one of just a few carbon neutral colleges just last year, announced that great news. And of course, I think the coolest thing about Dickinson is that we have a 180-acre USDA organic certified college farm. This place is not just a farm that provides food for our cafeteria. It's really a living laboratory for students to engage with, go out to campus events, volunteer their time, learn about agriculture, do research, really just an extension of our campus that you can engage with in so many different ways. So a shot from the college farm. If you're not interested in farming, that's totally fine. At the very least, you can join us for one of our farm to table dinners that we have out there. Another key component of the Dickinson experience is global education. So again, thinking of that future focused education, we want students to extend their learning experience beyond the classroom in Carlisle. So we offer 18 global programs all over the world in 15 different countries. And then on top of that, we have over 30 partner programs for students to choose from. When we think about global education, we want it to be both accessible and affordable for our students. You can see a significant portion of our students do study abroad during their time at Dickinson. That includes 46% of science majors, 60% of student athletes, and a significant portion of students of color on our campus. We really want all students to engage with this if it's something they want to engage with. And of course, your financial aid, your merit scholarships, and all of your credits transfer with you. We would love for you to stay at Dickinson forever, but we know you want to get out in 4 years. So we want study abroad to be a part of your experience. We also want to ensure that you're on track to graduate, whether you are a humanities major, a STEM major, whatever you do. Really intentional about where we send our students as well. We like to think about kind of Carlisles all over the world, sending you to places where you can engage with the community, really get to know the place, the culture, the language, and challenge yourself to adapt to that place and learn from that experience. So if you have questions about any of these locations, anything about global, please feel free to ask. And if you're not interested in studying abroad, that's totally fine. Just like we require students to engage with sustainability through one course, we will require you to take a language at Dickinson. We offer over 13 world languages, so there is a good variety to choose from. And of course, engaged. Sustainable, global, engaged. That is Dickinson. That is the Dickinson experience. There are so many things to do on our campus, both on our campus and in the town of Carlisle, so many different ways to engage. This is certainly something we look for when we're talking to prospective students, evaluating applications, looking for that engagement piece. So happy to tell you more about these pieces as well. Love to have you engage with us and come to campus, connect with us throughout this process. And here is my information. I'll also put it in the chat because I know my time is up. So good luck to everybody out there.
Very helpful information. Thank you. The next representative is from Franklin and Marshall.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Carla Kiefer. I am one of the Assistant Directors of Admission here at Franklin and Marshall College, and I'm going to cover just a few main things about FNM. But for starters, our location and where are we? So we are in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, located about a 3-hour train ride from New York. And we are also about an hour and a half to Philadelphia, as well as 2 hours to Baltimore and DC. So FNM is really accessible to other big cities. And the reason why I mention this is because students will look for different ways to incorporate this into their semesters here at FNM, whether it's through an internship opportunity or finding a partnership or research with another partnered school. So we do have around 2,400 students. Our students of our entire student population, 23% of our students are international. About 22% of our domestic population are going to be students of color. Another 22 will be students first gen, Pell eligible. And so as you can tell, our campus is really diverse, but this really also mirrors the diversity that you're seeing off campus in Lancaster City. And I'm gonna talk about that in a moment. So FNM has 5 different college houses. These college houses is very much a unique feature of where our students, specifically first year students, live on campus. We do have 60 different areas of studies. We offer around 100 clubs and organizations, and we are a Division III school. So we do have about 27 different athletic programs. And we also have different club sports and different involvements for students to be a part of. So our average class size includes 17 students. We do try and host different small classroom settings for our students. You will note that at FNM, our classroom setting is very much discussion based with a student to faculty ratio of 9:1. As you start taking some of those upper class courses, you'll start to realize that some of those classroom settings may get smaller. So you might actually have anywhere between 5 to 8 to 10 students. A big component of our education and how students really get to use that to their advantage. I think that really comes into play with the ability that students have to personalize their education. So we have the classic major, minor, double major, but the one thing that is unique is our special studies program, which allows our students to combine 3 different disciplines and create their own curriculum with the help of an advisor. Because our classroom setting is very small, intimate, you really get to know your professor. Research is available to all of our students. I would say that about 2/3 of our students are doing research and about 40% of them are getting co-authored. So if you are thinking about graduate school, or if you're thinking about a very specific job that is competitive, getting that publication is something that can help you stand apart from your peer. Okay, and then other things that our institution does offer. We do provide different study abroad programs. We have about 200 different programs in over 67 countries. And then a little bit about Lancaster and what does that engagement look like? So students really get to benefit from this vibrant community here in Lancaster City, which is about a 10-minute walk from campus. in a safe neighborhood. We have really wonderful restaurants representing cuisines from different parts of the world, art galleries and shops. And the one thing that is really unique to Lancaster is that we do have the highest number of refugees per capita in the country. And the reason I mention that is because it really does influence different things that you'll see here in Lancaster. And so again, that diversity that you're seeing on campus is also very much seen off campus. We also have a really great relationship with Lancaster City, so our students get to benefit from that by different volunteering opportunities, jobs, or internship opportunities that are local to them. We do also have our Office of Student and Postgraduate Development. They are going to be in an office where they will reach out to all of our students day one in order to help coordinate different opportunities of engaging with our alumni network, as well as internship opportunities and other workshops that they will host throughout the year. We do have a holistic review process, and so we are on the Common App and Coalition. Just a few things to know. We are test optional and have been test optional for over a decade. We do not require interviews, but we highly recommend them. It's just another way for us to get to know you and get to know all the different things that you're interested in and the way that you would contribute to campus. A little bit about our deadlines. We do have 2 early decision rounds. November 15th is the first deadline. The second deadline is January 15th. And then we also have regular decision January 15th. 2 things to note with early decision. We do have a 30-day turnaround, and then we do provide an early financial aid estimate. The early financial aid estimate, once you submit your application and financial aid documents, it actually allows you to get a good depiction of what the financial cost is going to be for you here at FNM through our Office of Financial Aid. And then you'd be able to move your application to regular decision or stay in early decision, depending on what you're seeing. So this is a little bit about our holistic review process and my contact information. Thank you all.
Thank you. Just another friendly reminder that if you have any questions at all, to feel free to submit those through the Q&A. Any questions at all about the college application process, or if you have a specific question about a school, we encourage you to include the school name. The next representative is from Lafayette College.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. It's been giving me issues all week, so let's hope that I can actually do that. Sorry, y'all. Thank you for being patient. You hear me clicking. That's the fun part, right? Everyone can hear you clicking around. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay. Wonderful. All right, so my name is Christina Usino, and I am one of the directors of admissions here at Lafayette College. I'm also the director of multicultural recruitment, student access, and student success. I know, a very ridiculously long title, but I get to do sacred work here at Lafayette. In my role, I recruit in the boroughs of New York, which is Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx. And I also recruit in DC with a sprinkle of Boston and LA. So excited to be here because really I miss New York more than anything, especially during these times. Let me go and advance to the next slide. So I think what's always amazing when you're in a group of amazing professionals in amazing schools, a small private liberal arts colleges, we start to blend in and sound very similar. So what I want to spend some quality time doing today and this evening with you is to really make sure you understand the origin story of Lafayette College, and really understanding that origin story is how we live and breathe a liberal arts education here on our campus. So we are named after Marquis de Lafayette. And if you know anything about him, shout out to the Broadway musical Hamilton, one of the greatest songs on the soundtrack that features Lafayette. But he was someone, right, very notable within that wonderful Broadway show, but his history is far extending that. So Marquis de Lafayette was just 19 years old when he decided to defy his king and take up his resources and his talents to start a revolution, right? And so he was one of the first suffragists, one of the first abolitionists He believed in the equality of freedom and the pursuit of happiness, all those things, right? He was one of the first people to really question what the American dream was. And what we love to say about him was he didn't do what was popular, he did what was right. And he did that at just 19 years old. He decided to take a look at his privileges, his resources, his talents, and ask himself how he could use those to make a better world for all. And so we're really proud of that. Something to note too about Lafayette College and our community and our faculty and the peers that would be, your scholarly peers, is that our students are really rooted in Marquis de Lafayette's legacy. And one of the ways that we celebrate that is our rally cry here, which is Cur Non, 2 words, Cur Non, which is Latin for why not. And that really emboldens all of our community members to live that out as a lifestyle, right? It's not just our motto, it's a lifestyle, Cur Non, why not? And that really emboldens our students and empowers our students to never stay in a lane. We attract students who are always at the intersection of their passions and their talents and always want different routes to go, right? And so again, that's because our origin story is one of a revolutionary person, someone who didn't stay in a lane, right? But really created intersections of connection and passion and talent. So we're looking for revolutionary scholars, and how that plays out on our campus is that we have scientists and engineers, artists and athletes, researchers and scholars, activists, all living on a top of College Hill together. And so the culture and the vibe here at Lafayette College is to be a student who's passionate at the intersections. So the majority of our students are double majoring or at least minoring in one other discipline. They're often in different schools of thought, right? So we'll have, let's say, a civil engineer who's also double majoring in German. Or we'll have a student who is majoring in anthropology and sociology and also in economics. We'll have students who are on the pre-health professions track, but also thinking about government and law. That's the Lafayette College vibe, right? Those revolutionary change makers, social impact scholars, really thinking about how they can take their talents and change the world. And that's even included within our engineering program. So that's something to note about us. We have 2,700 undergrads. We're undergraduate only. We represent 45 states and 59 countries here at Lafayette. And one of the best things too, and I'm kind of coming off of a love hangover. We just did a beautiful weekend filled with our professors and our staff and our students here at Lafayette, talking about how all of us really serve as mentors and the passion of our alum. We are a D1 division school, and so I think that really helps us with our passion, right? We're really proud to be the Lafayette Leopards, and that passion really goes all the way to folks that have graduated so long ago, still just as passionate, still just as invested and connected to that Cur Non spirit, because again, it's not just our motto, it's a lifestyle. So what we are, right? And then again, taking that from Hamilton, that practical, tactical, and brilliant. So we like to say that we're applied liberal arts, right? So we're a very traditional liberal arts school with this application piece, this tangibility. So what I love to hear our students say, and they say it often, is that Lafayette is small enough for you to dream out loud, but big enough, right, where in terms of resources, where they actually can become a reality. And so there's this tangible application to the theories and the scholarship that you're learning here at Lafayette. We have 4 academic divisions, 51 areas of study, 10-to-1 student faculty ratio, so small class sizes, so your voice really matters here. You will be known by your professors. And your class average is 18 students. And again, as I mentioned before, Division I athletics with that connected community. We are located in the Lehigh Valley. So what's really helpful too for New York, we're 70 miles from Manhattan, a nice hour and 20 minutes to get to and from, and then we're only 70 miles from Philadelphia. And this is a beautiful picture of our downtown, and college is right up the hill. So what's really great too is really check out our Instagram. We're always doing stuff where you could hear from current students, what's going on, when things are due, student takeovers. So please definitely follow us there. And then when I conclude, I'm definitely going to drop all my information in the chat and tell you more about Lafayette as you'd like to learn about it. And then I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Our last representative, but certainly not least, is from Penn State.
Thanks so much, Catherine. Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. My name is Donovan Lindsay, and I'm one of the admissions counselors at Penn State. Been at Penn State now for about 5 years working full time. But I graduated from Penn State back in 2014. I obtained my Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. Loved it so much. I actually came back. So I'm actually right now a current Penn State student, working on a master's degree through our World Campus, which is it's our online location. Speaking about our different campuses, because I've been to 2 campuses to get a degree so far, Penn State actually has 20 different unique campus locations throughout the state of Pennsylvania. So when you look on this map in front of you, you see all the different locations that we have, and a lot of them are similar, but also there are many differences between the different locations. Some of them have on-campus housing, as you see on the map in front of you, indicated by the housing symbols that are there. The ones indicated in red are the ones that require all of our incoming first-year students live on campus. The ones in that orangish yellowish tint are kind of first come, first serve, regardless of if a campus is on-campus housing or not. You are able to live at any of the off-campus housing locations in very close proximity to the campuses. As a student at Penn State, one of my goals was actually visit all of the Penn State locations before I graduated. To be completely honest, as a broke college student, I wasn't able to do that. But one thing I really wanted to do after I graduated was to still accomplish that goal. So I was able to do that just this past year. And one of the main differences I found with the campuses outside of the ones that offer housing and the ones that don't offer housing is the campus size and the campus location in so many different types of areas. So whatever type of flavor you're interested in, we have that for you. We have campuses as large as our University Park campus in the center of the state with about 47,000 students at there. We've got a couple of 5 about medium-sized campuses where you're looking at about 2,500 to 5,000 students, and then some campuses where you're looking at probably about 500 to 1,500-ish or so students. Across all of these different campus locations, though, we offer about 275 different academic programs. So lots of different majors when it comes to getting a degree at Penn State. Regardless of which campus you will attend, most students actually do what's called a 2+2 academic path. So over 50% of our students actually start at one Penn State location and then will transition to a different Penn State location just after 2 years. So your first 2 years at Penn State, your major really, those courses that you're going to take your first year can be done anywhere. And I did post in the chat a link to where you can see all 275 of our majors and their pathways. But that is the most common pathway for students, is to do 2 years at one campus, 2 years as a different campus. As long as you've got the GPA to get into your major, you are able to do that. Very easy to change your major at Penn State. About a third of our students come in undecided, but when you look at college students in general, 80% of them are changing their minds once before they graduate. 52% of college students will change their minds twice. So with all the different programs that we have, even coming in undecided doesn't mean unguided. You'll definitely be guided to, a specific pathway to complete your Penn State degree. Looking outside of the classroom, we do offer lots of different things for our students to do outside the classroom. So over 1,200 different clubs and organizations across our 20 different locations, many different sports that you can get involved in. We have anywhere from Division 1, 2, and 3, and intercollegiate athletics, where some of our smaller campuses will compete against each other. 95% of our students are involved at Penn State. So one of the things that I advise a few different student organizations on campus, and one of the things I always have to tell students to do or remind them to do is go to class, because there's so many other things that they are that they're interested in and involved in. So lots of different things when it comes to getting involved on campus. We are a university also that fosters diversity and inclusion. Walking around any of our campuses, you're going to see students from all across the country and also all across the world, which is pretty cool, because depending on where you're from, you may have not been around people from other states or other countries. Last year alone, we had applications from students from about 160 different countries. So walking around, again, any one of our different locations, you're going to see students from all across the country and all across the world, which is pretty cool when you start to get involved. We rank very high in undergraduate research. So regardless of what your major is, you can do research as early as your first year at Penn State. We get about $1 billion right now for our students to go and do research. Prior to the pandemic hitting, I remember looking at one of our research Instagram pages, and we actually had last January students on every single continent doing research. So anywhere you want to go, we can almost get you there. Great career launching type internships. You name it, you can do it at Penn State. We have a huge study abroad network, hopefully after this year. or starting next year, we're able to get our students outside the country again, but we have access now to about 56 different options, 56 different countries for our students to go outside the country and actually study abroad. So many different options when it comes to that, and in addition to honors programs throughout the university. The brand recognition, I think, is one of the best things about Penn State. I don't just say that because they pay me to say it, but I say it because I'm living it. You know, I'm a Penn State student. I'm a Penn State graduate, but anywhere you go, you're going to see people that went to the university. We have the largest alumni network in the world, over 700,000 living alumni. 1 out of every 106 college graduates has a Penn State degree. It's unbelievable. And one of the nice ways that I think that's represented is at our career and job fairs. We offer the largest career and job fair on the East Coast. So you're talking 500 to 700 employers. They're specifically looking for you as a Penn State student looking to hire you, whereas no students will walk out of there with numerous job offers and numerous internship offers. There's right now a 3-year wait list, and not for students to get in, for employers to get into our career and job fair. So it's unbelievable the amount of resources and things that you can do at Penn State. For those of you looking to, those of you who are a little innovative, which we know this generation coming up, lots of innovation, lots of you wanting to be entrepreneurs. We have this cool thing called the Launchbox, where we actually will help students start a business for free. I'm actually using it myself right now as a Penn State student, and free legal services. I mean, you name it, we're able to help you do it. I really, really hope to see you all on our campuses soon. I really hope that you stay in contact with us. Make sure before you end this, before you get off of here in the next couple of minutes, if you have any questions for me or the amazing people that you got to hear from, to type that down in the Q&A. We'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions before you sign off for the night.
Awesome. Thank you. We do have a little bit of time left, and so we're going to go ahead at this point and pivot now into our Q&A portion of this session. Our question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? Again, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And I'll ask if all our presenters can go ahead and turn on their video to get ready to unmute. And we'll go ahead and get started in the same order in which you all presented in.
Sure. So I think I won't take up much time, but I think probably all of my colleagues will agree with me. Start early. Don't panic. Start early. Don't panic. And I had a third one that I always tell students, do your research, right? There's so many opportunities out there, and there's so many different things for you to explore, and you have to find the right fit for you. So definitely those are my go-to.
For me, I would say definitely get in contact with your admissions counselors or any tour guides that you know of at a specific school. Even though it's kind of frustrating being virtual and you aren't able to visit the school physically, everything is on our website. Please reach out to us. And I'm actually going to toss it to Yael, who's a current student. So what would you say?
I would say, yeah, just to echo what Katarina said, I completely agree. Also, Bryn Mawr, we have something called Peer Pal, where you can reach out to current tour guides. And so current students love to talk to you. If you find people's Instagrams, emails, just talk to people. It's great to hear student perspective on school. And also, everything will be okay. I just did this 2 years ago. You will be okay.
All such great advice so far. My favorite piece of advice I think that I got during my process, and I always try to share with other students, is to be yourself. It can feel really stressful and daunting to find these great colleges and be a match for these places, but ultimately this process is about you. It's an awesome opportunity to learn more about yourself and the kind of community you want. So be yourself, be true to yourself. That will shine through all along the way, through applications, through interviews. That's the best you can do. You have all the answers. So good luck.
And I would say that throughout this process, just make sure that you're asking a lot of questions. There's no question that is too silly to ask. It could make a big difference of asking that question, and there might be others who would also have that same question. So really advocate for yourself, ask your admission representatives these questions, and trust the process.
Wonderful. And I hope like all the students listening, you kind of see this as like scaffolding advice, right? Like they all matter, what everyone said. So kind of like step 1, step 2, step 3. So my advice would be to really treat this like a self-exploration exercise, right? To really lean into the muscle memory of curiosity, that'll really combat the anxiety or the obscurity of it. Like really get in touch with your own self-exploration. We actually just got done doing a workshop with our admitted students about the story you tell yourself about college, right? What story are you telling yourself? You can actually extrapolate the values that you hope to find. And then once you know, like, this is the story I'm telling myself about what my college experience will be, what are the values? And then try to do alignment, like who's in alignment with the story that I'm telling about my college experience. And I think that approach really helps students stay in the driver's seat of the experience.
Lastly, I would just say, don't do what I did. Don't procrastinate. You know, everything people said here is amazing advice, but, you know, a lot of that just really relies on you doing it. So, I mean, you're attending this session now, which is amazing, but can't stress enough. Don't procrastinate. Dot all your I's, cross your T's. And once you want to do something, just go ahead and do it. Don't write it down and forget about it. So that's my biggest advice, is simply just don't procrastinate on anything that anyone here has told you so far.
Awesome. Thank you so much to all our representatives. All great advice, all great information shared. And I think we can all take away something. So again, thank you for being here. And thank you to each of you for joining us. We have now reached the conclusion of this session. As we close, there'll be a very quick 4-question survey that will appear on your browser. If you don't mind taking a moment to fill that out for us, your feedback is greatly appreciated. There are more sessions. Feel free to sign up for more sessions at the same place where you registered for this one. And lastly, all sessions are being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Brooklyn Tech. Again, thank you all and have a great night.